What is your relationship with time? Are you wired and tired, stressed and overwhelmed, busy and going nowhere? Or just want to scale your business? Welcome to Take Back Time with your host, Penny Zenker. Penny focuses on books, strategies, tools, and tips to help you work smarter and approach your time more strategically. As a result, you can have more energy, focus, and get more done in less time. Be more efficient and effective. Get ready to take back time.
Hello and welcome to Take Back Time. My name is Penny Zenker and I'm your host. And today we have an exciting guest with us. Dom Faussette is an amazing speaker. And really, I've been impressed with the level of vulnerability and how he shares his story so freely so that people can connect with, at least this is what I found, with really the challenges that they're having in their life and how they can take that shift. And so today we kind of wanted to talk about next steps, because sometimes those next steps are really hard. Maybe we're in a place where we're stuck. Maybe we're in a place where we want to get to somewhere incredibly big, but it's overwhelming. And so that's our theme for today, next steps. So Dom, tell our audience who you are and what's special about Dom Faussette.
Dom Faussette. My name is Dom Faussette. I am a speaker, but before any titles, which to me aren't that important, I'm a person. I am a person that is a son, I'm a father, I'm a husband, a brother, right? And with those titles suggest that there's people that depend on you, right? Yeah. Maybe not financially, but maybe emotionally, or maybe just a good laugh, right? Or leadership. And
well, there's expectations with those roles, right?
Expectations
from ourselves and from other people.
Totally are. And you bring up a valid point with ourselves first.
Yeah.
But you brought up just the next step, taking the next step. And I know in my life personally, I've missed the boat on taking the next step. And I think many people have, but.
So what do you mean by that? You've missed the boat on taking the next step.
I overthought it. I had an opportunity to take the next, and if I would have just taken that step, or I might call it a leap of faith.
Oh, right. And so you didn't take the step because of fear or
fear.
whatever.
Oh, totally fear. Right.
Totally fear.
And I am a veteran. I was an Air Force K-9. And once I got out of the military, I became a cop. And I just wanted to make a difference in people's lives. Which, what happens in law enforcement on TV isn't always what happens in real life. And I got to a point in my law enforcement career where I was fed up. I was done, couldn't feel. I was angry, I was hateful, I was violent, and I was still serving warrants and kicking in doors. Now, hindsight, I say, life's a breach. But while I was kicking in doors and serving warrants, I wasn't wearing a bulletproof vest. And obviously I'm here, so I felt God had a different plan for me. But hindsight, I was in my 20s. Let me just explain to you what happens when you breach a door. Intel says 2 Alpha 5, we got 2 suspects in the house with a gun. And you're like, okay, cool. I was a little crazy at the time, so I suggested I can go into 2 people. Like, I'm good. I have enough skill set in my mind. I thought I did. So I kick in the door, right, a little off, as my sister would say.
Without a vest, so it means basically you wanted to die.
Basically, that's kind of what that boils down to.
All right.
Yes. I didn't want anybody around because I didn't want anybody to see me be taken out. I just wanted to be taken out.
Huh.
But when you kick in a door and Intel says there's 2 people, a lot of times what happens is there's 2 or 3 more people. So that's 5. Well, when you kick in a door, you don't have the luxury of saying, you know what, guys? I thought there was only 2 of you. Obviously, there's 5. I'll be right back.
Let me get somebody.
Yes, a couple people, more artillery. Like, that's not an option. So if I can make it through that, right, then there's so many other areas in life that we kick in a door and things don't go our way. But that doesn't mean we retreat. It doesn't mean that we stop. It doesn't mean that we have to ask
what a great metaphor.
For help or reinforcements.
Right.
We always think something doesn't go our way. We have to go seek counsel, or we have to go do all of these things. And there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel.
But typically, though, the fear makes people retreat.
It does.
So that's a great metaphor, right? That's what happens is that most people, they get afraid of what's next, what they see when they open the door. It's to quickly shut that door.
Right.
So hopefully they didn't see me, right? And I can retreat. But obviously that wasn't an option for you.
Right.
And truth is, it's really not a viable option for us either in any situation. Well, I shouldn't say that.
One of the things one of my business coaches said to me, he asked, because I was about to drop a bunch of coin on some marketing. And he said, what can you do on your own? What more can you do? I ask myself at the end of every business day, I'm self-employed and I work from home most of the time. What can I do next? What can I do next? So before I go to bed, is there a blog I can write? Is there a video that I can do for social media specific to my niche? Right? What more can we do? And when so many people, and I was almost there, pay people to do things that you're really not that busy. If you cut away the fat, you've already kicked in the door. Engage. You have the tools. We've been through too much in life to not be able to deal with the little things that are on our.
Distractions are the enemy of productivity. Go to distractionquiz.com and find out your distraction profile. Are you a time zombie or a hamster? Take this free distraction quiz today to rate your ability to focus on what keeps you from being a wizard. Go to distractionquiz.com.
Our desks.
Absolutely. And I find if you stay in motion, right, you're not retreating, but you're staying in motion, you're going to get the feedback you need.
Yes.
So that you can pivot where you need to pivot, right? But what happens is you've got to take that next step. You've got to stay in motion. Exactly. So when you get overwhelmed, do you ever get overwhelmed?
Of course.
So when you get overwhelmed, let's say, and I can imagine you're probably a big goal seeker, right?
Yes.
Because I just can tell that about you. We have something in common.
Driven.
So when you've got that big goal and you feel overwhelmed, what do you fall back on?
I will go skateboarding. I will go play soccer with my son. I will play Nerf guns wars in the house with my son. If my son's at school, my wife's at work, and it's the middle of the day and I'm overwhelmed, I'll go for a run. I'll go to the gym. For me, it's to clear your head? Is that what it is? Totally
is just to
do something
change your pattern?
It's a pivot, right?
Right. Pivot. Yeah.
Just do something else.
Yeah. Well, really what you're doing is you're breaking that when you're in an emotional cycle.
Right.
We need to break that. Otherwise, we just continue it and it just gets bigger and the story engulfs us, right? As if we were in a putting ourselves in a bag.
It happens.
Right.
Or I'll watch a comedy. I will literally go from my office and go to a different part of the house and I'll go to Netflix and I'll turn on a 20-minute comedy skit, watch it, get refreshed, and then I'll go back.
And then you go back.
Yeah. Laughter cures a lot of things.
Absolutely. I love laughter. So, one of the things that I talk to people when they're overwhelmed is to just help them to get perspective.
Right.
That's one way that you get perspective. And the other way that I do is, like you said, a simple question is I tell them to ask that question that we're talking about today, which is what's next? Is if you just, even though you've got many steps that you want to get to, if you just focus on what's next, then it seems so manageable.
It is.
Right? It's so much smaller. And if it's too big, then break it down into the very next step, right? And then it enables you. And that very next step might be to clear your head, break your pattern. And then after you come back is to ask yourself, well, what's the very next step? Right. And so that way that keeps us in motion.
One of the things that works for me, for some reason, we're taught to think 3 to 5 year plan. One of the things that works for me, and not to be morbid, but I don't do a 3 to 5 year plan. I've seen so much death in my life. I might not be here 3 to 5 years. But I'm pretty certain I'll be here for the next 3 to 5 hours.
Right.
So when I get up in the morning, if I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I do not set my alarm for that, my body's just weird.
Right.
But if I'm up at 4, okay, Dom, what can I do for 3 hours? I can get up. That sometimes is a task, right? I'm up. Now I can go get some oatmeal, then I can go to the gym and take a shower. Well, that's 3 hours. If I
You do all that in 3 hours?
Yes.
Because you got the gym in there, right? Because oatmeal doesn't take that long.
No. That's a big bowl of oatmeal.
Okay.
But in 3 hours, I can do, to me, that's a win. I've already set a goal for the next 3 hours. I've done all 4 things: getting up, eating, working out, and showering, getting ready for my next 3 hours. And in my mind, and this works for everybody, once you win, your endorphins are up.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'm a winner.
Dopamine, hello.
Right. It's like, what'd you do to win? I don't know. I ate oatmeal and I showered.
Right.
But it's still a win because you had a goal for that.
Totally.
You completed it.
Absolutely.
So I do 3 to 5 hour plans for my day.
Right. Well, that's awesome. 3 to 5 hour plans.
Right.
I mean, do this little game with people in some of my workshops that I do is just to help people see what it's like when they don't set a plan for themselves, when they come in the morning and you don't know what's next. Then you kind of flounder and you waste a lot of time.
You do waste a lot of time.
But when you're clear what you're going to do, right? If you know that those are the three things that you're going to do, like I know some people when they get up, they know that they're going to have their hour of power and they know that they're going to journal and they're going to meditate and they know what it is, they get it done.
Exactly.
And they feel good. So that's why we're on the topic of what's next, is I want you guys to think about as you're planning your day, as you're planning your week, right? There's different levels of planning. I also am not a big 3 to 5 year planner because everything's different.
Everything changes.
Our industries change.
Yes.
The environment is changing. But you do need to plan. And because planning sets us up for success.
That's a better way of putting that. The energy, the environment, not death. I skipped a whole bunch of things.
That's okay. Death happens too. Death happens too. Well, you never know. I've had people in my life that suddenly passed, and it does create a new sense of urgency. So I like to think about it like that. The way you bring it back is that create that sense of urgency in yourself to plan and be purposeful about what you're doing and be clear on what's next.
Very true.
Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience about that theme, about yourself? And then tell us what's going on with you, what you're looking forward to.
Specific to the audience, have fun.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
It's easy to say don't take life serious. And I was just sharing with you, as a police officer or in the military, you witness a lot of things. And more than once, I've stood over a man as he's breathed his last breath. And to see somebody have agony and regret and sorrow in their eyes as they have seconds left, never wanted to be that person. So I make sure to have fun. I haven't always liked everybody in my family, but I found a way to find something about them.
Well, now they know.
I like. Yeah, totally. They do know. Right?
Now they know.
Right. But even prior to this, forgiveness. So what I'm working on now is just celebrating my first year in entrepreneurship, having a great time. And one of the things I learned from you, as I've never met you before, but I was sharing with you kind of why I'm here. And I found that I was comparing my journey, my path to what maybe a Tony Robbins would do or a John Maxwell. But I'm Dom Faussette. My path is my path. The reason they're successful is because they carved their own path. Was it going to be easy? So I'm carving my own path and coming to the realization that I am Dom Faussette, and that's okay.
Awesome.
So
and my pleasure. I mean, compared to what is a really important thing that we need to compare ourselves to where we are now and be the best version of ourselves and not try to be someone else because they're in a different place and, like you said, a different path. So you said that beautifully, and I hope that that's a point that you're all going to take with you as you decide what's next. It's not what's next for someone else. It's what's next for you. Thank you, Dom, for being here. It's been great having you here.
Likewise.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for being here. My name is Penny Zanker, and this is Take Back Time. We'll see you in the next episode.
Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening. Today's topic is another opportunity for you to put the knowledge you learned into practice. Tune in again next week for more strategies that will help you have more energy and focus to get more done in less time, so you can continue to take back time.